Welcome to another episode of A Date with Kiki by Bukola Jolubu. This channel is a channel where we talk about living as men and raising outstanding teenage boys to become world-class leaders and fathers. If you're new on this channel, please feel free to explore my previous videos. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification button. And if you're already a part of my world, welcome back to A Date with Kiki. Again, my name is Bukola Kiki Jolubo. I am the founder of Joshua Zami and I'm a parenting team boy consultant and your host on A Date with Kiki. Welcome back. As you know, the month of March is big on women and motherhood, particularly in the UK. So we're dedicating our dates this month to learning about the woman's health, how it affects her relationship, how it affects the men in our lives, and also how the men can support the women when all of these things begins to play out. Our guest today is Yemisi Broughton, who is an advanced nurse practitioner. Yes, let me say that again, just in case you missed it. Yemisi Broughton is an advanced nurse practitioner who has been a qualified nurse for the past 19 years. Her interest has mostly been in women's health. And our most interesting work has been with AIDS prevention initiatives in Nigeria. That's prevention of motherhood to child transmission. Yemisi Brighton is also a management of post-operative pain in women who have undergone cesarean section. Wow. She has run a nurse-led sexual clinic in Southwest London for 8 good years. Yemisi Broughton is currently working in GP surgeries in Essex here in England. I'm sure you would agree with me that no better person is qualified to talk about our topic of today other than Yemisi Broughton. So I'm sure you wonder, okay, what exactly are we talking about? We're going to be talking about menstrual syndrome. So please welcome with me our honorable guest, Yemisi Broughton. Look at that beautiful smile. Hey, sis.
Oh, thank you so much for
How are
having me on,
you? I'm
Kiki.
so glad to have you. I'm so glad to have you. And thank you so much for choosing to do this with me, even though I know how busy you can be. And I'm grateful for this. Now, before I hand over to Yemisi and just blow her up with questions for her to, talk about the PMS, what she calls PMS. I actually heard it from her that it's called PMS. So yeah. I'm sure you'll be wondering why we're talking about all of this when we say this channel is about men and raising boys. Yes, we're talking about this because we need the knowledge. We need to know. A couple of weeks ago, of course, I'm in my mid 40s, and I was experiencing some things in my body, and I've been asking questions: what's happening? What's happening? Some great changes, and even to my skin, everywhere around, everywhere in my body. And so myself and my husband, we've been, searching. My husband loves to research. Bless him. Been searching and, asking questions. And sometimes there was a particular day something happened. I won't go into details. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. If you want me to tell you, buzz me and I'll tell you behind the curtains. Something happened between us and it kind of led to some kind of misunderstanding. And I felt, my husband is somebody who is very understanding. Yes, if I have to blow his trumpet myself, I know he's a very understanding man. And when that happened, I was like, okay, will this man act better if he knew better?
Mhm.
Of course, the answer is yes. So I went in search of answers to my questions, and gave him some questions. I said, I'll take these questions and search them out on the internet. And I'd rather ask people who are in the profession. And so I went to a few friends, including Yemisi, to ask my questions, and then we both came back together, shared our results and whatever it is we got back, and voila, he got an understanding of what was happening. I also got understanding of what was happening, and happy days, everybody is happy. So that's the foundation of why I said, okay, March is actually about women's international day for women, Mother's Day in the UK. So why not let's talk about women and teach men some things that could help them help their relationship with their women. Yemisi, what do you think?
Oh, you're so spot on. Absolutely spot on. And before, I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me here. It's a huge privilege. I really thank you. And I just want to say that Kiki had worked with me as regarding my son. And oh my good Lord, she's been so amazing. The sessions I had with her, it has really put us in a much better position. So you're doing such an amazing job for our men and our boys. And we say thank you. And this is another one that she has set up, just to educate our men, and not just educating our men, even for us women to understand. If we understand what is going on in our bodies, we're better positioned to discuss with our spouses, and so that we can get the support that we need from them. And I am so big on women understanding their health. Know your body. There's something I keep saying to my women around me. I say to them, your body is amazing, because our bodies are actually amazing. We just need to know how it's working, so that we can know how to look after ourselves better. So yes, you're absolutely right.
Thank you. Thank you so much, EMC. Thank you. I'm really, really blushing here under my black skin.
See already.
Yeah, so today, my first question to you, EMC, so we'll just dive straight into it, so that our people can learn, and I can learn as well more. Our first question today is, what exactly is PMS? Please explain it to us in our own terms. Don't come and be telling us some medical, me. I will cut you. Just say, speak our language, please.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, amazing. So pre-menstrual syndrome is just that. Before, menstrual, our menses, a monthly period. And syndrome is just a group of things that we feel just before our period starts. So for the purpose of this interview, I would just say PMS, okay? So PMS usually happens about a couple of weeks before our period actually starts. Not every woman will experience this, but most of us do experience it. And the symptoms can range from things like you're feeling extremely tired. One of the most important ones is our boobs, our breasts can become, very tender. Some women find that their breast size increases, and are like, oh my God, what is happening? It becomes tender, bigger. You become a bit irritable. You just don't want anybody to touch you because you're tensed. That is one tension. Irritability. You gain weight. We find that 2 weeks before our period, some women just gain weight. Is because they're retaining fluid at that time. We're more hungry. We feel like eating a bit more than usual. You just want to snack. You're so peckish. You go into the kitchen, you open the cupboard, and you're like, oh God, what can I find? Oh, you're looking for things like chocolate, like sweet, and you're wondering, what is happening with me? And you find yourself just every little thing, you just cry. You're watching a movie, and you're just like crying and weeping, and like, oh my God, what is happening to me?
We just describing me.
Oh my goodness, I'm actually describing myself. A friend of yours is talking to you about something, and you just become snappy. I'm like, oh my God, this is not me. Why am I just snappy just like that? So things like this can happen just before our period starts. Now, for some women, it's quite mild, you know, they can easily not notice it. But for some women on the other spectrum, it can be quite debilitating. Some women can't even go to work. They cannot function properly. It affects their relationship. I have seen in my clinical practice, I have seen a lot of relationship being affected by this. And most women don't even know that this is the reason why, you know, we're having this tensed moment in their home. So yes, this can be quite, and we have on the extreme, we call it premenstrual dysphoria. In this extreme, some women have actually wanted to commit suicide. Okay. Wow. Yes, we've seen that in clinical practice. So just to let you know that it can be from very mild to extremely
dangerous.
Wow.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Yemisi. Thank you. And you can just imagine, I'm just being wowed here because I never knew it could be that bad. Yeah. I know that, yes, sometimes it could be. In fact, there is this I don't know if I've told you this joke. Let me see that. A few years ago, my first son is 18 and his younger brother is 17 now. And I think this was about 3 years ago. So maybe that was my second son was about 14-ish then. I can't remember what happened. I came in from work and I was so cranky. It was a Friday. And I thought, okay, I was just tired.
Yeah.
I was so cranky and I just don't want anybody. Normally when I come into the door, you know, they come and open the door. I have this habit and it's deliberate. I don't have my keys because they get home before me.
Yeah.
Forgive me, Yemisi, you know that I'm very big on relationship with our son. So I am very deliberate with a lot of things I do. So my not having a key attached to my car keys is because I always want them to be able to open the door for me when I come in.
That's right.
And so when they get the door for me when I come in, that means I get a hug at the door.
Yeah,
you know, so
I like that.
So on this faithful, trust me.
I think I'm going to
on this
practice
faithful
that
day, I came in. Please do, yes. If your children get home before you, yes, you can have a spare key somewhere, but to make it a culture, a habit for them to get the door for you. That just sets the evening going for you guys. So yes, this lovely evening, I came back from work and I was so cranky. I spoken to them on my way, and as soon as they opened the door, they wanted to hug me. I said, you know what, I'm just pleased. And it was unusual. And my second son took my bag and he said, okay, Mom, are you okay? I said, yes, I am. Instead of going straight into the kitchen, which is our family area, I came to the living room and I sat down. He came in and said, should I make you a cup of tea? I said, yes, please, that would work. And then he said, tea, no sugar. That's unusual. Mommy would always ask for sugar. Okay. So he brought the tea and said, Mom, are you okay? How was work? I said, work was good. I'm very tired. Was the traffic heavy? Not really. I said, is your period coming?
Oh my word, bless him.
I said, oh, come to think of it, I think it is.
Think so.
And he just came around, gave me a pat on the back and said, don't worry, Mom, you'll be fine. I'm like, these boys are learning fast. So that's just a side joke, to say sometimes when we really don't know what's happening, the times that we really might not know what is happening because there's so many things happening around us.
That's right.
But when the people around us have the knowledge of these things, then they can support us. And that takes me to my next question, Yemisi.
That's right.
What's the link between PMS and our relationships, the relationships around us, particularly our sexual relationship?
That's right. Okay. Wow. The link is extremely strong, extremely important. Now, something very interesting about PMS is the way nature has made it, because the 2 weeks before your period, what we're doing is we're ovulating. We're actually releasing an egg. It's like our body is getting ready as women to get pregnant, if you know what I mean. It's preparing us to get pregnant. Now, during that time, our sexual drive is actually picked. That's the way nature has made it. Yes. During that time, you find that many women, they're horny. They want to, our sexual drive is actually on a go at that time, because that's the way nature has made it. We're releasing the egg, we're getting ready to get pregnant. However, for women that go through PMS, the depression, the irritability, the other things that we've talked about, it can counteract that drive.
Sorry, I'm going to cut you there.
Okay.
Are you saying it's not every woman that goes through it? Because you said for women that go through PMS. Are you saying it's not every woman that goes? Okay.
Not every woman goes through it. Not everyone. Some women are so lucky, they just don't get it. Because PMS...
Sorry, you go back to what you were talking about.
Yes.
But again, another question is, does that evolve as we grow older? So if I wasn't going through it in my 20s, my 30s, when I hit my late 30s and 40s, is it likely is it possible I can go through it?
Absolutely.
Or if I don't go through PMS, I can. Oh, okay.
Because our hormones, they change. Our hormones change. The level goes up and down all through our lifetime. Some women, initially, they don't have it, but as they get older, they start developing it. And some women, they can go through all their menstrual lifetime and they're fine. And some women, they grapple with it from the beginning to the end.
Sorry, Yemisi, I just want to pin that in.
Yes.
If you're a man or you're a parent of boys and you're watching this is something you want to be able to write down or take note of, because sometimes you're wondering, earlier on, I was all fine. Even when my period is coming, I'm still bubbling and I'm horny, I'm doing this, I'm doing all of that. And then suddenly I'm changing. And then the men in your life are wondering what's happening to you. And you say, oh, maybe it's my period that's coming, and they said, but you've always had it.
Yeah.
So they're wondering what's changed. 10 years ago, you were menstruating. So how come now menstruation is becoming an issue? So yes, I think that's one thing. Sorry, I'm cutting you, Yemisi, but I'm sure you
not
understand
at all.
that.
It's an important point.
Learning, like I said. So we need to be able to drive this points home. I'll leave you to carry on from where you were.
Where was I? Okay. So yes.
Go on. Can you remember?
Yeah, we're talking about how it affects our sexual relationship.
Relationships, yeah.
Relationships, yes. So as I said, our sexual drive is picked, is high, is on the go at that time. For women that don't necessarily go through PMS, or for women that for PMS is not that a big deal, it's quite mild for them, they actually enjoy their sexual life during that time. However, for women that go through PMS in a very bad way, they actually get lots and lots of the symptoms, the irritability, the depression, the tiredness. It can actually affect their sexual relationship because they just don't have the energy to, they don't have the energy at that point in time, or they don't just feel like it. They can't be bothered. They're just overly emotional. So it can have an adverse opposite effect on their sexual life. So it's very important for us to understand that. And when we talk about how to manage PMS, I believe there is a way around that. There is always a way around that. So yes, awesome. it can have.
Are you going to tell us? Are you going to tell us? Please just flow on. Just tell us, how can we manage this? Particularly for those of us that are on the far end of the spectrum. How
The
can we manage
spectrum.
it? What can we do to enjoy life better? Because
Mm.
2 weeks in a month is a
Yes, it's
long
a lot.
time not to enjoy
Hmm.
life.
Yes.
So it's a lot, out of our 4 weeks. What, and then maybe 1 week out of the other two,
Hmm.
blood is flowing. So you only have 1 week to enjoy
To
your life
enjoy
out of
life.
some are even less.
Mm.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Sorry. Yeah, even some are even less. So what can we do? How can we manage this?
Mm.
What is out there to help us
I help.
manage this PMS?
Okay. I'll use myself as an example. I go through PMS. I go through it quite a lot. And in relating to my son, now I just want to bring this in. My son, he loves to cuddle. His love language is touch. He just wants to sit around you. He
Mm.
wants to cuddle you. He wants to hold you. And all. Even when he was growing up, we'll call him Cuddles. That was his nickname, Cuddles. And then anytime during that my PMS, anytime it came around me, oh my goodness, I just don't want him to touch me because I'm just. And it came to a point. It was quite young. He just didn't understand. Mom, why don't you want to cuddle me? Why
Mm.
don't you want to hold me? Things like that. And I had to. Now that he's a bit older, I was able to explain to him this is the reason why. It doesn't have anything to do with you. I love you. Oh my goodness, I love you so
Mm.
much. But it's just that at this point in time, mommy's body is not just great for cuddles at this point in time. So in our
Mm.
relationship, I mentioned my son, but when we're talking about our boys and our men as spouses, talking to
Mm.
our spouses, explaining to our spouses, like you did, Kiki. You explained to your husband, but first you understood yourself. You understood what was going
Mhm.
on in your body, so you were able to discuss with your husband or say, okay, this is
Yeah.
what is happening. I want us to research into this together. This is why I am the way I am. We need to
Mhm.
clearly. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you're back.
We need to clearly state to them why we're feeling the way we are feeling. That's number one. Number two,
Mhm.
during that time, our attention span is very short. Sorry about that. Our attention span is pretty short. We're irritable. We're restless. Planning a very important event at that point in time might not be a great idea. So
Mm.
if you're able to plan any event ahead, try not to plan it around that time, or anything that will entail details, try not to plan it. However, if you cannot avoid and you just have to do that particular attention detailed event, make sure that you plan way ahead. Don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Don't be too hard
Mm.
on yourself.
Mm.
Take it in your pace. And if it's something you can delegate, try and delegate as much as you can, okay? And
Mhm.
also
Mm.
relaxation, things that you can do for yourself. Now, I'm talking about things you can do for yourself. Aside from medical, I will come to medical support that you can get, but things you
Okay.
can do for
Yeah, yeah.
yourself. Relaxation
Mm.
techniques. Look for things that will relax you, because one of the symptoms is your body is tensed, you're irritable, you have body
Mm.
aches. You can get some bath salt. That's what I do. I get Epsom salt because that helps to relax
Mhm.
your
Yeah,
muscles. During those
absolutely.
times, I just, after I've put the kids to bed, I just run the bath for myself. I light the candle. I put some Epsom salt and I just
Oh,
soak in that.
oh, that's beautiful.
See, I just do that. And
Mm.
as soon as I've
Mm.
done that, put my feet up, have some me time, go to sleep. I feel better. I feel better in myself.
Mm.
That's very, very useful. Another important thing is exercising. Oh my goodness, I cannot overemphasize the importance of exercising. As women,
Exercising, yeah.
exercise has a huge amount of benefits. But if you suffer from PMS, you want to put exercise into your life as a lifestyle, because it's going to help a lot. Apart from the fact that exercise releases an hormone called endorphins, which helps you, which gives you the feel good, it makes you feel good about yourself. Your body, your muscles, they're relaxed, they're not so tensed as they are. You just, it's good for you. It helps. It helps a lot to exercise mentally and physically. It does help. If you're someone that drinks coffee like me, oh my goodness, I love my coffee. I wake up in the morning, I must have that cup of coffee in the morning just to.
Hey guys, someone get Yemisi coffee, please.
Oh my goodness, to get me going, I just need that cup of coffee. But one thing I do is during that period of time, I reduce my caffeine intake, because coffee stimulates you. You're already high strung. You don't need something else to add to it. So reduce your coffee intake at that point in time. Alcohol, if you're a woman that you like to step down with a glass of wine, at that point in time, you might want to reduce your alcohol intake at that point in time. So medically speaking, the things that you can take as medication, number one, you can buy this yourself from any pharmacy. Vitamin B. Vitamin B, yes, it helps to improve your energy level. So you can try vitamin B. What I do, I use Berocca. Berocca is combination of vitamin B and other vitamins. I just pop one in a glass of water and I just drink it, and it helps. It does help. At least it helps with the energy level. So yeah, if you can go to your GP, if it's something you really struggle with and just need medical support, there are a couple of medications that your GP can offer you. Contraception is one. Contraception can help. Although contraception for some women, it's there's a lot of things you have to consider before you go on contraception. So which is why you need to speak to your GP or your nurse practitioner before you start that. There's a medication is a group of medication is mainly used for depression. Okay. But if we understand the way, we're not depressed, PMS is not depression per se, but the way PMS, the biology of PMS and our body, this particular medication helps, because what we need more in PMS is something called serotonin. Serotonin is an hormone that it balances our emotions. It helps not to be too happy and not too sad. It brings about balance to how we feel. So this medication helps to bring about that balance, basically, about how we feel. And for some women, it's been a lifesaver. It has been a lifesaver for some women. So yes, do speak to your GP. If all the bits that you've done by yourself is not helping, then speak to your GP about it. Now, about asexual PMS.
Ooh, that's big.
I remember this song, it's a song by T.D. Jakes, and the lyric says, if you want to love me the way I need to be loved, you need to learn to love me from my side. Okay? So if our men, if they need to love us, they need to love us from our end. They need to understand us to love us better. Okay? So for me as a woman, honestly, if they understand our biology, my ovulation period, my sex drive is high. I'm ready to go. But because of PMS, I don't feel like it. What can the men do? to
Do,
help
yeah,
us?
I was going to ask that. So what can they do to
Okay,
help us?
what can you do to help me? I'm tired,
Mm.
I'm irritable, my boobs are tender, but at the same time, I feel like having sex, but because of all these other things, I can be bothered. Men, all these things are physical things. Run the bath for your
And
wife.
sorry, at that time, when the man comes close to you, the first thing you want to say is, please leave me.
Just, just
Please,
don't
just
touch me.
leave me. Don't touch me. But actually, there's something inside of you that needs and wants that touch.
Hey, that what's
Oh,
that touch?
God.
So it's like a conflict going on.
Mm-hmm,
Men,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
run the bath for your wife. Just get some Epsom
Mm.
salt for her. Run the bath for her. That will relax her muscles. Okay? Number two, she is irritable. As much as you can, try and reduce conflict at home during that period of time.
Mm.
If she has done anything that is so upsetting you, that might not be the best time to bring it up. That
Yeah,
might not be the
yeah,
best
you're right.
time. There's time for everything, because if you bring it up at that time, she will just explode totally and completely. You know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
understand her be a bit more gentle, a little bit more understanding at that time. If she's
Mm.
not, number one, she's not upset too much, her body is relaxed, put a tablet of Berocca in a glass of water for her,
In the
give it
glass
to
and
her,
serve her.
let her drink,
Mm.
massage her, offer to massage her body at that time. Oh my goodness, get a
Mm.
nice, lovely massage oil. Go to Holland and Barrett. There are a
Ouch.
range of them there, you know.
Yemisi is driving something.
Although we don't want to be touched at that time, but a gentle massage at that time, it will relax us after a nice bath.
Mm, mm.
Do that for us physically. It will help us a lot.
Yeah,
Mentally,
yeah.
we just need you to be extremely patient with us at that time. Just be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm snappy at
Mm,
you,
mm.
if it's a something, you know, something that doesn't warrant me to snap, but I snap at you, just understand the fact that, okay, all right, I get it. I get what's going
Like
on
my
at this
son
time.
said, Mom, is it that
Mm,
time? You know?
yes, yes,
Mm,
understand
mm,
us. Learn to love us the way we need to be loved. It will help us. And if you find that, okay, all these things are not working, suggest to your wife, should we go and see the GP? I'm happy to go with you
mm,
if you want me to. I think we need to get extra support out there. Offer to support your wife. And if she says, okay, actually, I don't want you to go with me, I want to do this by myself, allow her. And if she's happy for you to go with her, go with her.
go
Okay?
with her.
Just
Mm,
bear with us. Bear with
yeah,
us.
awesome. Wow, wow. Thank you so much, MC. In fact, you have blown my mind. You see me dancing? Oh, yeah. This is amazing. This is knowledge you're
Mm.
dropping for us here. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Yemisi. Thank you. Now, guys, I'm sure after today, there must not be any form of arguments in our homes around PMS. And for us ladies, we have learned a lot. There's so many, in fact, see me, you kept seeing me putting my head down and taking notes because you never know enough. I I'm just hearing about this vitamin B for the first time.
Mm.
So I'm going to get one. And I was just going to start, so we're saying is I'm going to get one and hand it to hubby so that's part of his duty. When
Yeah.
you just drop one in a glass and come and serve me by the
Mm.
corner.
Mm. That's
Hooray.
right. That's right.
Yeah, those
Yes.
little things we can
Mhm.
do to help ourselves
That's
and
right.
for our spouses to help us. And remember, if as a man you don't know, ask, find out.
That's right.
Honey, what's wrong? Honey, what's up? Is anything the matter? Is there any way I can help? You know what? There is no medicine as good as a loving husband, a
Mm-hmm.
loving spouse, and
Mm-hmm.
you just being patient and asking, is there any way I can help? Is there anything I can do to
Mm.
help you? And then for us women, Yemisi talked about exercising, talked about relaxing, talked about talking about this, educating the people around you,
That's right.
to know what's going on, educate them about your health.
Mm.
It's your health, it's your life. And you helping them to understand these things will make life easier for you.
That's right.
So
That's
it's a
right.
win-win thing.
It
Life
is
is
for
easy for
me.
them, life is easy for you,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody
Mm-hmm.
is happy. And then
Everybody's
for our men, you know what? I took good notes, particularly for the things that men can do. One, run the bathroom.
run the bath
Why
for your wife.
is
That's
becoming
it.
that way?
Yes.
Run the bath for her. Reduce conflicts. You don't have
Mm.
to nag at her or get upset at her, when she's cranky or
Mm.
any something triggers her, because at that time any little thing can
That's
trigger
right.
her. So,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to get upset. It's not a competition. you
Mm.
know it's you being there for her. And then be gentle and understanding, be patient, be loving, and give some good massage. Get the massage oil from Holland and Barracks, from Boots. They're very cheap. Get this
Mm.
oil, and or from any pharmacy around you, just in case you're not
Right.
in Nigeria. I mean, in
Mm.
England, they're wondering what's Holland and Barracks was Boots. From any pharmaceutical store or
Mm.
from online, just get the massage oil
Mm.
and lavish it on your wife, like that woman that lavished it on Jesus's feet. It's
Mm.
love. It's love. It's you being there for the one you love.
Good
And
love.
then I wrote here to say that just in case you're not in the UK, Yemisi's been talking about seeing your GP, going to see
Mm.
she means see your doctor. Just ring a medical practitioner, see your
Mm.
doctor, or see
Mm.
your advanced
Advanced
nurse
nurse
practitioner, or
practitioner.
I think in Nigeria they call them matrons, right? Are they
Yeah.
the ones who call matrons?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
What
But
the
just see
advanced
your
nurses.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
advanced nurses or your doctor, if that's easier
Mm.
and safer for you. Here in the
Mm-hmm.
UK, we have the luxury of seeing people like KMC, cut to case in case the GP is not available for us.
Yeah.
So all of those things are the things we can do to help us as women, and these are the things you can do to help us as our men. These are the things you can do to help us. Now, taking it a bit further, for me
Mm-hmm.
now, a mama boy, when you know these things, there are times you want to talk about these things to
Mm.
your boys.
Mm.
Remember, I am in force. What part of what we do is raising world-class leaders,
That's right.
outstanding boys who would become world-class leaders, who would become fit for world-class
Mm.
leadership and fatherhood, and then husbandhood.
Yes.
Husbands are leaders. So
Mm.
you want to be able to teach your boys these things so
Mm-hmm.
that when it becomes their turn, they
Mm.
will be there for their wives, they will be
That's
there for
right.
their women. It
Yes.
just makes life easy for everyone. And even before they even become husbands themselves, they're there taking care of you. Imagine me
Mm-hmm.
coming in from work and the boy is making me a cold cup of tea. Enjoyment is, who doesn't want to
It's
shop
good.
life?
It's
We all have to shop life, but we all have to enjoy it. So yes,
good.
thank you so much, Yemisi, for
Oh, thank
everything
you.
you've taught
It's my
us
pleasure.
today. And just before we draw the curtain, is there anything you want to drop for us, your final
Mm.
words
Mm.
for us today on PMS, how it affects our relationship, and how our men can help us?
Mm. I just want to say to the women, as I always say, your body is amazing. Honestly, it's just get to know what's going on. Do a lot of research. Talk to
Mm,
other women. That especially in the Black community, I find that lacking, and which is why I've set up the Healthy Ebony Woman platform, because I find that we Black
yeah.
women, we don't share experiences with one
Mm-hmm.
another. And I think when we do that, you know that you're not alone in this, that there are other women that go through
Mm,
it, and you can share ideas, because what works you can find many things that other women are doing that is working for them, and you can actually try it and it works for you. So let's learn to talk as women, between amongst ourselves. And amen. We love you. We appreciate you.
Yes.
We do. But we would love for you to understand us more, especially how our bodies, our hormones, how it works, and how it affect our lives. We would like you to understand that a bit more so you can love us better and we can be the best versions of ourselves for you.
Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Yemisi. Thank you very much for everything. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the knowledge you've shared with us. This has been amazing. And I hope our viewers out there, you've learned a lot. If you want to reach out to Yemisi, our website is www.ebonylife.com, right?
Healthyebonywoman.com.
Oh, okay. Healthy. I'm going to drop it on the link below so that you can reach Yemisi, and I'm sure she'll be happy to answer all of your questions. And she's got amazing resources on her link on her website as well that you can just read and read and read and feed yourself. Also, if you want to reach me around raising teenage boys, or working with your husband or working with your teenagers to become world-class leaders and outstanding fathers, I am always everywhere on social media. My name is Bukola Kiki Jolugo. Everywhere on YouTube, Google, everywhere. I am simply Bukola Kiki Jolugo. Please reach out to me or drop a comment below and we would hook up. Thank you so much for staying tuned, and welcome again. If you're new to A Date with Kiki, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss out on our next episode. This month of March, we're dealing with the women's health. And what we're bringing to you next week is another boom. You think we've said it all today? No, this is just an introduction. So we'll see you again next week on A Date with Kiki. I am yours, Bukola Kiki Jerugo, and I love you. Bye.